incompetent.
I didn't say competent. I said confident. You fuckwit. Whee.
No, there was hello, welcome to Mainly Murder with Meg and Mum.
Correct.
Another episode. No, there was an Instagram meme and it says I'm the opposite of artificial intelligence. I'm genuinely stupid.
You should get that put in a fucking t-shirt.
I
gotta stop swearing. I can't believe you didn't edit out when I dropped the C-bomb the other week.
Well, you know what they say.
What?
Be your authentic self.
It's from working too long, working 15 years with electricians. No word is offensive, but I forget to other people words are offensive.
That's what I was saying. Like when you listen to American podcasts, they're really like, they skirt around wanting to say the word cunt, but it's like.
And so you just said it.
It's very normal here in Australia. You'd call your friend a cunt.
Yeah, Like we used to always say the word kind of a thing.
And not like
it's
some cunt.
Word. Instead of breaking it up, it just was one word. You're a kind of a thing.
I remember when I left on Friday and I said to Josh, I'll see you next Tuesday. He goes, see you next Tuesday. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, see? That's saying it without saying it, though.
That's saying without saying it. Well, welcome to another episode before you just jump in. We've got intros and whatnot. Fucking settle down.
Hey, you're the one that started with, I saw something that said I wasn't artificially
That's because we have ADHD.
You do.
See you next Tuesday. So, today we turned the tables. We're mixing it up a little bit. We're doing the old switcheroo.
We'll see how bad this sounds.
And Mum's reading me a case today. I know the name. We've discussed. I've given her a list of cases that I know the name, but I can't remember the story. And Mum knows no story, so I can pick whatever case I want.
I know nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Unless you want a good Christmas song or a good Hallmark movie, I'm your girl.
Well, if you've been on our Patreon, you would have seen in our newsletter that we go on Patreon our recommendations for January. Oh, this is going to come out in like May.
And this is a recommendation for January. What? What have you done?
Never mind, I'm going to cut all that out because I forget how in advance we are. We're from the future.
In advance.
Well, it's going to come out like May and I only just put the January newsletter out.
Oh, then you're a twat.
Any hootie and the blowfish.
What does the January...
Nothing now.
Oh, okay. So you got to redo your January.
I'm just going to shut up because I'm going to have to cut all that out.
It's hard to do them when you're...
So far. That's why we need to start doing some Patreon ones. But then it's good being in advance. Any hootie. Live life lobotomy.
Fuck.
Go.
Cut all that shit out. Okay. Here's my story about Nannie Doss.
Nannie Doss.
Nannie Doss. Okay.
I'm excited.
What?
I'm excited.
Why?
Because I don't really know her.
Okay. Well, nobody really knows her. Oh, no.
Does anybody really know anyone?
Does anybody? Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
We're physiologists. No.
Finished?
I think I'm having a stroke. Call an ambulance.
Yep. All right. Whatever. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a concern. Call an ambulance. Yeah, whatever.
It's your house. I don't have to clean up the mess. I'll just leave. I'll go, nah. When I left her, she was sitting in the room.
Why did you take your grandson? Well,
he was awake and said, can I come with you? And I went, yeah. And they went, does he speak? I go, no.
No,
it was all sign language. But
turtle.
He likes a good cuddle with his little back rubbed.
He does.
He likes a little back rub.
Anywho,
stop getting off trail, Nannie Doss. It's not Nannie me. Oh, it could be. Anyway, Nannie Doss seemed like a sweet lady. She smiled and laughed all the time. She married, had 4 children, and spent her time with her grandchildren.
Lovely.
Yep. But behind the happy facade was a trail of death and murder that lasted from the 1920s to 1954. It was then... Huh?
Jesus.
Yeah, she was busy. She was very fucking busy. Wonder how busy she was. She's great. I love doing this story because it's not, you'll see, it's not like murder, slit throat, yucky stuff. She was nice. She was a nice old murderer.
Lovely. She was granny.
Yeah, it was, so 20 to 1954. It was then that Nannie Doss confessed to killing 4 of her 5 husbands.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And the authorities believe she may have killed many of her blood relatives as well.
Oh.
Yep. Oh, yeah. She didn't discriminate. Okay. So Nannie Doss was born Nancy Hazel. Well, I presume it's Hazel. Hazle. Hazel. On the November the 4th, 1905. To James and Lou Hazel, farmers from the Blue Mountains of Alabama.
Was her mum's name Lou?
Yeah, L-O-U.
That's cute.
Yeah. unless I cut it short with the pasting. No, I don't think I cut it short with the pasting. No, I'm pretty sure that was the name. Instead of going to school, all 5 of Jim and Louisa
Oh, you fucking
down
idiot.
below was, yeah, well, that would have been her.
Nickname, like Low.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, instead of going to school, all 5 of Jim and Louisa's children, 1 brother and 3 sisters of Hazel,
Yep.
of Nanny, Hazel. What? Fuck, start again.
Nannie Doss had 4 siblings,
Yes.
1 brother, 3 sisters. God.
Glad you know what we're doing. All right. Okay.
So you got to listen when someone tells you a story.
Anywho, so 1 brother, 3 sisters of Nannie Doss stayed at home to work on household chores and tend to the family farm.
As you do.
As you do. At the age of 7, Doss suffered a head injury
Oh,
while riding a train when the train stopped suddenly.
hit the frontal lobe.
She
did
hit her head on the metal bar on the seat in front of her. For years after, she suffered severe headaches, blackouts, and depression.
Oh, that's
She
just
blamed-
the makings of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Did she kill animals?
She blamed...
Oh.
You tell me to shh. Unless you've got something constructive to say, shut the fuck up. At least I say constructive stuff.
Oh, yeah, where are my lollies?
How rude. She blamed these on her mental instability on that accident. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Her family... It's
hard,
hard
isn't it?
reading.
Yeah.
It really is.
Imagine trying to do that with a mouth ulcer.
I know. Okay. Her family had its problems from the very beginning since her father was
An alcoholic.
overbearing, protective, hot-tempered, and some would even say crazy.
Oh.
As young children, Nancy and her siblings were not able to have fun like other kids since her dad restricted their freedoms.
Oh, it's like Ed Gein's mum.
Oh, shut up. Fucking don't bring other people into my story, right? This is
Other
about
people will
Nanny.
be thinking it too.
No, they won't. No one does that except you.
Tell me if you thought about Ed Gein just then.
Swinging.
Back me up.
Okay. The restrictions as a child made her curious as she got older. When she found the right time, Nancy would sneak out of the house and go to the barn dances.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. It was there she decided that she loved the boys.
Oh. You go, Nanny.
And it was later stated that they loved her because she was
Thick.
easy. What?
Oh.
What'd you say?
Thick.
Thick?
Like curvaceous.
Oh, no.
She'll be a
Easy.
hoe.
All right, settle down. That's
Well,
somebody's grandmother you're talking about.
She's also a murderer.
Hey, you haven't heard anything yet. You don't know what she did. She could have been a good murderer.
But also, like, if you fucking shield
was
everything
friendly.
from your child, they're going to want to
Of course they are.
find out.
God almighty. Okay, by the time she was a teenager, Doss dreamed of living an idyllic life with a future husband, reading romance novels.
Oh, God.
See,
Is this
the
your
hallmark-
childhood?
This is why I'm like, I feel your love. Especially the Lonely Hearts column took up
Aw.
much of the young lady's spare time. They say she may have used the romance magazine as an escape from her abusive father while her mother turned a blind eye, as they always do.
As you would, yeah.
Yep. No, not as you would, as they do. Oh, God.
What?
You said as you would. It's like, no, not as you would. It's like as they always seem to do. The mother always seemed to turn the blind eye and
Well, yeah, because
make out
that
they
day
had
the
no
mother's
idea.
going to get beaten as well.
Yeah, well, you should protect your fucking kid.
In the 1920s.
Anyway, her father said that he was going to pick out his children's husbands. He found a good man for Nanny named Charlie Braggs.
Oh, and it all would have been like, you're marrying him because he has a good cow that we can have. Shit like that.
He was not as fun as the other boys,
Oh,
but just 5 months after meeting each other, they were married.
of course.
Nanny was 16 years old
Oh, of course.
when she married.
And she was pregnant by 17?
Maybe not.
Oh.
Between 1923 and 1927, they had 4 children.
Hold on. My maths. 23 and what?
27. 4 years. So she
4
was
years,
whacking them
3
out every
children.
year.
Jesus.
4 years, 4 children. With the stress of the children and her crazy mother-in-law,
Oh, God.
Nanny began to drink.
Oh, yeah.
When she wasn't pregnant, she would find time to go into town and mess around with other men.
Oh, Nanny.
Mr. Braggs also fooled around with other women. So, all good, balanced out.
Well, if you mutually
Yeah,
happen.
no harm, no foul. Open relationship. That's where it started back in 1927.
Who was looking after the fucking 4
Oh,
kids?
Well, they weren't rooting around. Doesn't mean they were rooting around at the same time.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
She was out, back home with the kids. He was out. There you go. Teamwork.
They had a schedule.
Teamwork makes the dream work, all right?
Had on the whiteboard.
Yeah, your night out to go rooting. Anyway, in early 1927, the couple lost their 2 middle children.
Oh.
The kids were fine at breakfast, but dead by lunchtime.
What did she do?
Don't be pointing the finger.
I'm going to point the finger at Nanny. She's a fucking serial killer.
Shh. Don't be criticising people.
Okay.
The local medics ruled it accidental, but Braggs was not so convinced.
Neither am I.
The couple divorced in 1928, and Braggs took his older daughter, Malvina, with him and left the newborn, Florina, with his ex-wife and mother. So he's fucked off with the oldest daughter, left Nanny in his mum with the baby.
Oh.
Anyway, Bragg's mother also died around this time. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not pointing the finger at anyone.
I am.
Doss took a job in the cotton mill to support Florina and herself.
Lovely.
Braggs knew that something was wrong with her, but didn't know what to do about it. It is said that the kids were just 2 extra mouths to feed. With the economy so bad, it was something she had to do. Charlie is known as the husband that got away because the other 4 weren't so lucky.
Oh, no.
The real murders, didn't begin, though, until Nanny found her second husband.
You mean the real murders? She just killed 3 people.
You don't know that at this point. Don't be fucking assuming stuff.
I'm
Yes,
assuming.
see? Yeah, exactly. All her life, she just wanted a true love romance like the ones in the books or Hallmark movies, depending on what year you're in, and television shows that she watched later in life. She soon found out that what she was looking for was not so hard to find. After the death of each husband, she would go back into the Lonely Hearts section of the newspaper and look for a possible new husband.
Oh, God.
Things would be good at first, but then it would take a turn for the worst, mainly because of her. Okay. Nanny was 24 when she married her second husband, Frank Harrelson, a factory worker from Jacksonville, 2 years after she divorced Charlie. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So things were great. Treated her like the princess she thought she was and soaked up every minute. Not too long after their marriage, though, she did realise that he was an alcoholic and had been in jail before for felonies.
Oh.
So she didn't really know him when she married him, did she?
No, well, not from the fucking... It seems like she's getting through him pretty quickly.
Yeah. So anyway, so he's not dead yet. Yeah, just now.
No, you're dead yet.
Yeah, hang in there. So Malvina, Doss's oldest daughter, gave birth to Robert Lee Haynes in 1943. Doss came to help, and after a painful few hours, a baby was born, but died soon after.
Oh.
Malvina, exhausted from labour and groggy, either thought she saw Doss stick a hat pin into the baby's head and later told Mosey and Florina. They told her how Nanny had said the baby was dead. The doctors could not come up with an explanation for the death.
Oh, she would have had an epidural.
Mm-hmm.
The first epidural was in 1921. I was like, damn, imagine trying to go through labour without an epidural.
Yep. After this, Malvina and Mossy drifted apart and Malvina began to date a soldier. Doss disapproved of him, and while Malvina was visiting her father after a particular nasty fight with Doss, her son Robert died mysteriously under Doss's care on the 7th of July 1945.
How many people did she kill?
The cause of death was diagnosed as asphyxiation from unknown causes, and 2 months later she collected a $500 life insurance cover she had taken out on Robert.
And how much would that be now?
I don't know. I didn't do that maths. Oh, that's your shit.
Wait, the nanny took out insurance on her grandson.
Yep. Look out, Logan. I'm coming for you.
He's too cute.
Then came the start of her killing her husband. So she's killed 2 grandkids at this point. Frank began to mistreat Nanny and she did not appreciate it.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Fair enough. Leave.
Yeah, well, nah, that'd be too easy. After an evening of particularly heavy drinking at the end of World War II, Frank raped Doss. The following day, as she was tending to her rose garden, Doss discovered Harrelson's corn whiskey jar buried in the ground.
Why is he burying it?
Because
Prohibition?
he's an alcoholic and
Oh,
whatever.
not prohibition.
No, alcoholic and was obviously not drinking at home. Well, not in the in the yard he was. The rape had been the last straw for her, so she took the jar and topped it with rat poison.
Oh, God.
Harrelson died a painful death that evening. They were actually married for 16 years before she killed him, so
Well,
she gave him a chance.
I feel like that one was like, don't kill anyone, but
16 years, she put up
if
with a
you
lot
rape
of shit.
someone, bye-bye.
Yeah. So this is how she killed most of her victims. She poisoned them in some way, right? Usually it looked like they had died of natural causes or from the flu or something. No one ever investigated.
Yeah, especially in the fucking whatever year it was, 20, 30, 40s.
Yeah, the 20, yeah, exactly, 20, 30, 40s. I was thinking you were saying 20, 30. I was like, what the fuck? That's a few years away. Okay, people assumed that he died of poisoning, but meanwhile, Doss collected enough life insurance money from Harrelson's death to buy a plot of land and a house near Jacksonville.
Lovely.
She likes insuring them before she tops them.
Well, of course, you got to get something out of it.
Exactly. Next to fall in love and die from Nannie Doss was Arlie Lanning of Lexington, North Carolina. They married within 3 days of meeting.
Oh, a nanny. Was she like good looking?
No, not. Hey, you always yell at me when I look at the phone.
Yeah.
She probably was in her younger days. Like, you got to remember, she was only like early 20s here. Would you like me to pause while you're
I've only got really photos of her when she's old.
older, smiling? They married within 3 days of meeting, and he died in 1952, several years after he responded to a Lonely Hearts ad placed by Doss.
And I feel like if they're looking in the Lonely Hearts, they're probably a little bit...
Well, it'd be like...
Oh, it's like Tinder.
Exactly. It'd be
Jay
like
met
an
on Tinder.
online... There you go. So you're a fucking loser. Playing the doting white, Doss added poison to one of Arlie's meals, and he died shortly thereafter. He was a heavy drinker, so the doctors attributed the heart attack to alcohol.
Damn.
She's smart, this one. However, in this marriage, it was Doss who often disappeared for months on end. When she was at home, however, she played the doting housewife, and when her husband died of what was said to be heart failure, the whole town turned up to his funeral to support her.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you be like, hey, where's your other husband? And the one before that, and your grandkids?
Yeah, don't worry about them.
Oh, yeah. No.
Afterwards, the house the couple lived in burned to the ground.
Was it insured?
It had been left to Arlie's sister, and had it survived, it would have gone to her. As it happened, the insurance money went to Doss, and she quickly banked it.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Nannie soon left North Carolina, but only after Arlie's elderly mother had died in her sleep.
Oh, my God. What the fuck?
I've actually written in brackets beside this, yeah, we all believe that.
Please tell me you have a fucking figure at the end of how many she's killed.
Yeah, hang in there. Nannie then ended up at her sister Dovie's house.
Oh, Dovie.
Dovie was bedridden, and soon after Nannie's arrival,
she died.
She died.
Did she have life insurance?
Please don't interrupt
I'm
the reader.
So sorry that this is... I see a pattern emerging.
You see something's building here? Okay. Nannie had joined the Diamond Circle Club looking for another husband.
Oh, God.
She had met Richard L. Morton of Kansas. While he did not have the drinking problem of his predecessors, he was a womanizer and spent a lot of time with other women while married to Doss. However, Doss wouldn't discover this just yet because she was distracted with other matters. Doss's mother needed a caretaker.
Oh, fucking hell.
After she fell and broke her hip in 1953, after her father passed away, the woman died suddenly and without warning a few months after Doss agreed to take care of her.
Oh, gee, I wonder what happened.
At least it was a few months. It wasn't a couple of days.
How do you kill your own mum?
Oh,
like I've thought about it. Oh, that bitch.
But thought about how you kill your own daughter. Easy. I've actually what I've written actually in here in red. Can you see that in the red font? It says, "Remind me never ask you to take care of me." Oh shit. Oh dear. Doss was too consumed with her mother's health to find out about Morton's affairs. But after she took care of her mother, inverted commas.
took care of her.
She and her sister, she turned her full attention on her cheating husband, who died under mysterious circumstances 3 months after her mother.
Is someone not...
Yeah, but I've actually written that. I said the fact that she moved around a lot helped no one putting all the number of deaths together, because she was Alabama, Jacksonville, Lexington, North Carolina, and then Kansas.
Like it's a fair...
It was
different states.
Yeah, that's right. She's moved around. That's why I actually got a lot of red typing in here. Jesus. But that was my comment of the fact that she was all over the place. It wasn't just, someone died mysteriously. Okay, off you go next town. Your neighbours
lost 4 husbands, a daughter, a son, a neighbour, a goat. Everyone's dropping dead like flies around her.
Come on, be nice. Okay, Nannie Doss, 49 years old at this stage.
Oh, my God.
Final victim was Samuel Doss. He was older than her. He was 58. Okay.
How old was she? 54?
49. Fucking yeah. Oh, yeah, listen to what people read to you. Yeah, okay.
Numbers.
Now she was in Oklahoma. Okay, so now she's in Oklahoma. She's moved again.
God.
Who she met in 1953. He was a clean-cut, church-going man. He was neither drunk nor abusive.
So why'd you kill him?
Did I say she killed him? I probably did.
Her last victim.
Final victim.
Yeah,
probably gave it away. Sorry, spoiler. He simply made the mistake of telling his wife that she could only read magazines or watch television shows that were educational. As I've written here, he clearly asked for it.
And he didn't let her read her books and shit that she liked.
No.
What a dick.
And the TV shows. She laced his prune cake with poison.
A prune cake?
A prune cake. In September, Samuel was admitted to hospital with flu-like symptoms. The hospital diagnosed a severe digestive tract infection. He was treated and released on the 5th of October. Nannie killed him that evening.
Oh, my God. He would have had really good
Isn't it funny, but it's fucking like, good on her. You go, Nannie.
She's a murderer.
I know, but it's just sort of funny that she's just moved along and just gone,
well, that didn't get him. I better get him tonight.
Yeah. So anyway, she killed him that evening. This is where she made a mistake.
Oh.
Okay.
Didn't put it in prune cake. He would have had really good bowel movements.
As I said, she didn't time this one very well. She should have waited a few weeks or months. Like killing him the day you got out of hospital. Like the doctors are gone, there's nothing wrong with you. Oh, sorry, he's dead. That's
dead.
A little bit sus. The doctor who treated her 5th and final husband had suspected foul play during his month-long hospitalisation, but had no proof. So the doctor convinced Doss, who was to receive 2 life insurance benefits after the 5th husband's death, to let him perform an autopsy. The physician said it was a good idea because the autopsy would save lives. The doctors found a huge amount of arsenic in Samuel Doss's body and alerted police. Nannie Doss was arrested in October 1954.
Wow.
She confessed to killing 4 of her husbands, her mother,
oh my God,
her sister, her grandson Robert, and her mother-in-law.
What about the baby?
Well, I think the grandson Robert was the baby. I think I might have misworded that. After several weeks of investigation into the death of Sam Doss, Oklahoma police had enough evidence to arrest Nannie Doss, not Nancy, sorry.
What about her first 2 kids? You're going to come back to that? Did you mention them?
Her grandson. Yeah, one of them died, remember, and Dad took the other one. Dad took one. No, siblings. She had siblings. The 4 were siblings. She had 1 brother, 3 sisters.
Yeah, but didn't she have 4 kids?
Oh, I don't know. Let me scroll back again in a minute. But she killed 4 husbands, mother, sister, grandson, blah, blah, blah. I hate it when people interrupt me. After several weeks of investigation into the death of Sam Doss, Oklahoma police had enough evidence to arrest Nannie Doss for the murder of Doss and possibly another. When she was arrested, she laughed at the accusation, always stating, "My conscience is clear. I married these men because I love them."
Yeah, why did you kill them?
Well, she loved them when she married him. Newspaper and wire services had spread the word that Nannie Doss was being questioned in at least 1 and possibly 2 deaths caused by poisoning. By sunrise, the Oklahoma police phone was jumping off the hook. God. More evidence was pouring in by the second against Nannie Doss. Stories of other men Nannie had been married to who had met untimely deaths, and the death of her sister while in her care, the mysterious death of two of her young daughters, and even the death of her own mother. Oh, well, the two of the daughters, that was why Dad left.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't sort of specify what happened there.
They ate breakfast and then they were dead. She poisoned their breakfast.
Yeah. Okay.
Some eggs and arsenic.
Yum. Death of sister while in her care, mysterious death of two of her young daughters, and even the death of her own mother being questioned.
That's a bit fucked. Well, yeah, you'd be like, well, Dad used to beat me and you turned blind and I'm going to arsenic in your
Payback's the best.
I don't know.
Best. Payback's the best. Or bitch.
Put your teeth in.
Sorry, they are. This story began to grow hour by hour in length and horror. Apparently anything or anyone that annoyed Arsenic Nannie was sure to have death warrants signed with their name on it.
Could you imagine the police? Like, they're like, oh, she killed her husband. They're like, and her mum.
And her sister. And her kids.
And 3 other husbands.
Yeah. Once again, the interrogation began. This time the investigators were armed with evidence against her. Sometime during the next 7 hours, she faltered, and at times a self-conscious giggle heralded and a small omission. I lied about that.
Is that what she called a giggling granny?
At least she weakened and admitted that she had poisoned Sam Doss. He had begun to annoy her shortly after their marriage. She stated she felt sorry for him when she should have felt sorry for herself. I didn't know what I was getting into. Some of the little things he did to annoy her was having to go to bed at dark, and he wouldn't let her have a television set or a radio or even a fan in the house.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. She can see. Yeah, starting to go to Nanny's side, aren't you?
No, but like just leave.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't get the insurance money.
Yeah, see? She needed the money. She quoted Doss with I've been a Christian man all my life and you're going to be a Christian woman. You don't need a radio or television.
Like, eat a dick, sir. I like watching Netflix.
And probably didn't have that. This got on her nerves so bad that she put an inch of rat poison in his coffee. She apparently overestimated the dose, causing him to retch up so violently it saved his life. Afterwards, she was nursing him back to health and reportedly stated that he was as mean as ever. Again, she poisoned him food that day and he died. Oh. Coffee didn't do it, but the food.
I was going to say like each
eased it up a little bit.
Put a little bit of rat poison in his coffee.
She obviously got a little bit heavy-handed. After Nannie signed the confession, the investigators began the task of leading this extraordinary woman like a clock running backwards over her trial of murders. She would admit a chilling crime and the back off on a minor detail. That doesn't make sense.
So like, oh yeah, I killed my husband. They'll be like, oh, you killed him with cockroach poison. She'd be like, oh, no, rat poison.
Well, apparently after she'd doing her confession, her final words were, now my conscience is clear.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Oh, as long as you get it all off your chest. She claimed to have met husband number 4, Richard Morton, in Birmingham at a bus station. Morton was 69-year-old native of Kansas. After a long period of questioning, she admitted to having poisoned him in 1953 as well. Her reason for his death, he had been making me mad, shining up to other women. Again, she said, now my conscience is clear.
Oh my God.
The officers were disappointed when the floodgates of Nannie's soul did not open up. Without resentment, she continued to verbally fence with the investigators until they trapped her in a new confession. Oh. This brought out the confession of the murder of husband number 3, Ali, resident of Lexington, who she married in 1952. Her brow was darkened with one of her infrequent frowns when she recalled the provocation that led to the fate of him. He crossed that line in 1952. He was a womanizer. He started running with other women, she said. Shortly after, she confessed to murdering him with poison, once again finishing her sentence with, now my conscience is clear.
Wasn't she fucking other guys though as well?
Doesn't matter. He was annoying her. She didn't say how she was feeling. The investigators gently led Nannie into the discussion of Frank, one of her other husbands that she murdered.
Let's be frank.
Did
you kill Frank?
What?
Let's be frank. Did you kill Frank?
That's not funny. whose murder would be her first so far as present admissions went. She claimed that they married in 1937 in Jacksonville, but Harrelson's brother claimed they were married in 1945, the year of Harrelson's death. Nannie stated she married him for love, but that she was disappointed. I found out that he'd been a jailbird and a drunk. She then enlightened them that the story of one Sunday I was at my mother's and Frank's brother showed up, stating that Frank wanted to see me. Frank had been out all night that night drinking. She went to see the brother at the edge of town where she found him passed out from too much drink. After driving him home and helping him inside, she stated that he wanted me to go to bed with him. I refused. Frank said, "My God, woman, I may not be here next Sunday to go to bed with." After thinking about that, I went and got his whiskey bottle and poisoned it.
She's like, know what? You're not going to be here next Sunday.
I thought, I'll teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Next morning, the bottle was empty. Frank was sick all week. And by Sunday, he was dead.
Well, he called it.
When the investigators asked her, "How's your conscience now?" she replied, "Clear."
It's clear. That's all I have for you. What
Yep.
about your mum?
No amount of prodding could evoke more confessions from her. Her soft reply was, "You can dig up all the graves in the world and you won't get anything more from me." Although exhumeration of more bodies proved that deaths had been from poisoning, no more confessions were forthcoming. When asked what she thought they should do with her for poisoning all these people, her answer was, "Why, anything you like," she said calmly. "Anything they do is perfectly all right with me."
Okay.
4 confessed murders and at least 8 were still under investigation. What could have caused Nannie to commit such hideous crimes? And some of her own children and grandchildren and her sister,
Yeah.
even her mother, and possibly her father. We're not sure about Dad.
Oh, no.
Not sure about him. There were even a period unaccounted for in life where it is believed she lived in New York and Idaho and had possibly married a man named Hendricks.
Oh, my God.
Did he fall prey to Nannie's temperament as well? They're
Probably.
not sure. She moved so openly and with such innocence that she was never questioned, although victims dropped around her like the winter snow.
Fucking hell.
The state of Oklahoma sentenced its case around Samuel Doss. The prosecution found her mentally fit for trial. She pleaded guilty on May 17, 1955 and was sentenced to life in prison. The state did not pursue the death penalty due to her gender.
Oh.
Doss was never charged with the other murders, and she died of leukemia in a hospital ward in the Oklahoma State Penitentiary in 1965 at the age of 59.
So she only got charged for the last one?
Yeah, because that's the one they could prove. He was in hospital, dead the next minute. Authorities exhumed some of Doss's previous victims and found extraordinary amounts of arsenic or rat poison in their bodies. It turned out that a common household ingredient at the time was a potent way to kill people without anyone suspecting a thing.
Yeah.
The Grinning Granny's calling card was to poison her loved ones with drinks or food spiked with huge amount of poison. In all, authorities suspect she killed as many as 12 people,
Jesus.
most of whom were related.
Girl.
Doss blamed her murderous escapades on her brain injury.
Well, no.
While journalists gave her the nickname Giggling Granny because every time she would tell the story of how she killed her late husbands, she laughed.
Oh, God.
Doss even had a surprising motive for killing her male companions. She wasn't after insurance money. In her words, she was after romance. The romance magazines had a profound effect on her. I was searching for the perfect mate, the real romance in life.
Oh.
When one husband became too much, Doss simply killed him off, moved on to the next one.
You can't.
Yeah. Since most of her husband and others' underlying health issues such as alcoholism or heart condition, doctors and authorities never suspected a thing. So throughout her adult life, Nannie apparently killed her 2 daughters,
Yep.
second husband's mum, her sister, her granddaughter, her grandson, her mother, her son-in-law, and then Sam, the last husband.
God.
Yeah. Then there was a bit on the end that said the only real suspect of all the murders was Nannie Doss herself. It wasn't until the last murder that anyone even suspected. It's hard to believe that no one seemed to catch on to the fact that all of Nannie's family members were dying.
Yeah.
The doctors just assumed it was all natural causes, and Nannie was such a great actress that no one ever questioned her. And then, as I've written, plus they weren't in one location. It wasn't like it all happened
in one
area.
State.
Yeah.
One hospital, one.
No, that's right. After the murder of Sam Doss, the doctor who had just one day earlier released him became concerned. He knew that he was fine the day before and that he did not die of natural causes. The only person that was in contact with him was Nannie, so she was taken in for questioning. Oh dear, especially after the autopsy was complete. They knew it was her. The psychological profile. Since Nannie was never suspected of committing the murders, she was never seen. Oh, okay, she was never seen or evaluated, sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the last murder of Sam that she was caught. Once the authorities had their hands on her, they needed her to stand trial for the latest murder and all the previous ones that they could now link her to. Before going to court, Nannie had gone through a psychological test to make sure she was sane and capable to stand trial. After the test was completed, it was ruled Nannie was in fact sane and able to attend the trial. In interviews that Nannie gave years later, she blamed her problems on the accident when she was 7.
Oh,
on the trip to Alabama where the train had stopped abruptly and she banged her head. She claimed she suffered pain and blackouts for months, and headaches for all the remainder of her life, and apparently that was not significant enough for the doctors to notice anything. Later on, after Nannie was away in prison,
your frontal lobe is like your impulse control and shit.
Oh, well then.
Because a lot of, the McDonald triad, the fires, animals, bedwetting, and then your frontal lobe. On SVU last night, actually, we were watching an episode. No, not last night. Anyway, that your frontal lobe is you'll find like a lot of serial killers and shit have
damage,
head injuries.
Well, there was someone that assessed her in jail. Excuse me. She disagreed with Nannie's train stop change her forever. She believed that Nannie came from a family of hard people with a tough reputation. Nannie had a much different way of showing her feelings and dealt with them more severe than anyone else would. Since all of the deaths were considered natural, there were never any studies or investigations done on the victims. Sometimes food poisoning was questioned but ruled accidental. Nannie Doss was just too clever of covering up her murders. She was also an excellent actress and convinced anyone that she was devastated at what had happened.
Oh, yeah, of course. My 4th husband's died. What a shame.
Well, then I've got here adult years. At the time Nannie Doss was an adult, World War II was taking place in early 1939. Nannie had already taken some lives, but she may have been influenced by Hitler's malice, careless act of killing innocent people. He just killed because he felt that people didn't belong. Nannie pretty much felt the same. If people got in her way or on her nerves, she knew how to take care of it. I feel like Hitler could have had a massive influence on her. Although she was already heading down the wrong path, Hitler was there as a reassurance to convince her that she was doing the normal. She probably thought that the people she killed, it just happened. What? She probably thought the people kill others, it just happens.
Your frontal lobe controls attention, reasoning, judgment, creativity, emotional regulation, and impulse control. Your behaviour, your personality, impulsivity.
But she didn't do it impulsively. In most cases, they were giving her the shit, so she topped them off so she could move on to the next
But that's
love
what
of
I'm
their
saying,
life.
like when they have that like major trauma to the front of their head.
Yeah. But no, she wasn't impulsive. She was, I've had enough of him. Get rid of him. moved to another town.
Your frontal lobe controls expressive language. Left-handed people may store language and speech on the right side of their brain.
Why did you say that like that?
Because you're left-handed. You devil.
Left-handed people are smarter. Yeah, right in about that.
Smarter is farter, but louder. You know what that one?
What?
I can't think of what the whole sentence is.
Because there is no sentence. You just made that shit up. Okay, I don't like reading them. I prefer listening to...
Okay, well, it's trial and error. But fucking hell, Nanny.
Nanny was cool, wasn't she?
Nanny...
Well, she wasn't cool, but...
She wasn't cool.
It was a good story because it wasn't blood and guts and slicing and dicing. It was just fucking poison them and move on.
Usually females go with poison. Like when they kill themselves, they'll do poison. If they're going to kill people, like
it's easy, isn't it?
It's going to shoot people. But damn, if she didn't fuck up that last one, imagine how many more victims she would have had.
Exactly. That's the only reason she got caught was because
she got
home
impulsive.
And the doctor went...
Impatient.
He's fine. Yeah, if she'd waited a couple of months...
Yeah.
They probably would have just said his heart was weak from being sick months ago.
Yeah.
But no, she got impatient. She was sick of him. She was...
But also, like, just leave.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to kill people to... It's like the fucking...
Yeah, but she wanted the money so she could move on to the other places. But ensuring your grandkids a bit...
That's a bit fucked up.
Bit rich, isn't
That's
it?
a bit of a red flag as well. The wise
so
parents...
should I cancel that policy I got on Logan?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. If you're going to be fucking Nancy about it, fine.
God.
Or Nanny about it.
You're going
to
be
Nanny about it.
God damn it, Nannie Doss.
Yeah.
The Giggling Granny.
The Giggling Granny. Yeah, so that was good old Nannie Doss.
Got on. See how low you gotten again? You got to angle it so you're talking into the tip of it like that.
Fucking fuck off.
Well,
can you hear me say fuck off, me? Oh, look at that. Now you can hear me say fuck off, Megan.
See? You got to angle it.
I'll fucking angle you.
But it's pronounced like strangle.
I'll go and make it in the garage for you. Do you want a drink?
We don't have rat poison. We've got lots of silicon.
Don't you? We'll find some.
Got some paint thinner.
That'll do. That'll make you crook as the guts.
I think I'd smell it.
Possibly. Obviously, rat poison doesn't smell, does it? Well, you wonder. No one sensed it in their drinks or their food.
I don't know.
Neither do I.
We'll find out on the next episode of How to Get Away with Murder.
Pretty sure that was a TV show, but
I never finished that TV show. Probably
either did I. Lost a bit of interest in
it. But yes.
Does rat
we're learning.
Poison
smell
kill cockroaches? Pretty sure it would.
Probably if it's going to kill rats. Not a lot of things kill cockroaches though.
Many rodents
probably doesn't smell, so it attracts a mouse.
If you suspect your dog is swallowed, no.
We're going to end up on a list.
Probably, yeah. For the shit we've searched, 2 humans maybe.
Many rodenticides are mixed with sweet-tasting ingredients in order to attract rats and mice. So
yeah, some rat poisons can have a strong odor, while others are odorless.
Yeah.
So yep, she obviously went into the Bunnings and went, I need some odorless rat poison. And they went, sure.
Don't ask
what
questions.
you up to? And she just giggled and they went, she's just going to kill some rats.
Just a giggling granny.
That's just a giggling granny. She's harmless. She's harmless. You can always trust a granny.
Not a giggling one. They'll murder you with rat poison.
And everyone that's ever been related to her.
Yeah, that's a bit fucked.
Pardon.
Surely other people in her family were like...
What happened to Mum? What happened to...
Yeah, she had 4 siblings. Well, she killed one of them.
You think, my brothers wouldn't know what I did. I could be knocking off people left, right and centre. They would never fucking clue.
But if you killed Nan and Pa...
I think that'd be a bit cruel, but...
Yeah, they'd probably have some questions.
Yeah. I suppose if they'd come to live with me and something happened within although it was a couple of months, she didn't top her mum straight away. Okay.
A couple of months, fucking one's dropped off, the other's dropped off. Surely you'd start looking and be like, oh, what happened to my sister? 3 out of 4 of her husbands are dead.
Yeah, what happened to
and her grandson? That's unfortunate.
Well, she obviously didn't keep in contact with her family,
obviously
did she?
Not. No social media
and
back
luckily
then.
for them, they didn't keep in contact with her. The ones that did,
well, yeah,
aren't around to tell the story.
Well, we'll catch you next week.
Something cheery.
Yeah, I was going to say something a bit more uplifting. I don't know, missing persons or something.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like fun.
Oh, well, thank you for listening to Mainly Murder with Meg and Mum. You can follow us on Instagram at
Yep.
mainly_murder.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Sounds
can
familiar.
email us at...
I know this one. MainlyMurderPodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Woohoo!
17 episodes in.
Yay. Finally. Got it.
Gonna
It's
get
not
a
even written down in front of me.
Yeah, or join our Patreon where you can get bonus monthly episodes of Patreon-only things. We'll catch you next week. Don't know what the episode's going to be. I haven't written it yet, but we'll catch you next week.
Oh, haven't you?
No. I'm caught. Help.
Bye.